Many of you have employees or even colleagues or business partners who just simply cannot adapt to change. They can't pivot. They just can't handle a switch up. Well, here's how you can approach them moving forward and coach them and get them to understand that this switch up is an okay thing and a good thing ultimately. So I recently was working with one of my employees on a data dive. We really need to understand some analytics that we were dealing with. And so I gave her a huge project on how to dive into these numbers, look at our cost per acquisition, look at our show rate, cancellation rate, and some other metrics for consult buyers that we were getting from a different type of ad that we were testing. We wanted to see if this ad was ultimately profitable. So I'm explaining this big process to her. We have a number of different meetings about this and how to pull these numbers, the best way to go about it, because she's newer to this role. So she was doing this, we met, she showed me this awesome sheet that she built, all the metrics that we're getting. So that's going great, and I'm congratulating her on the great job that she's done so far. And then I get a call from my business partner, and we're discussing these particular ads, and we're like, okay, the numbers are pretty clear right now because our sales team's not closing these people, things are not going as well as they were before we started testing this particular type of ad. And so we didn't really need the data dive at that point to make a fast decision and determine hey, we're gonna have to tweak some things with these ads. So I contacted her, and here's the important point that I'm getting to. So I'm talking to her about hey, so sometimes when we have a project or a launch and you build this awesome thing and you put this work into it, it might get to a situation where you don't use it. And that's okay, because we learn from experts like Myron Golden that if something isn't working for you, it's working on you. So explain in this situation, you learn how to pull a bunch of different types of numbers that you didn't know how to pull before. You've learned how to pull them using different softwares and resources that you didn't know how to use before. You learned how to structure a sheet for this type of data dive so the information is easy to read and to understand and to present to the people that need to analyze the information and make decisions off of it. And she was like, absolutely, I love this, I learned so much. So the point is that when we're talking to people about projects that they've completed or that they've put a lot of hours into that ultimately aren't getting used, it should not be a situation of, oh man, I can't believe I put the time into this. I can't believe I put the energy into this. I can't believe I pulled all these resources to get this accomplished. It's again, we take a step back and we think about, what did we gain from this project that we worked on, even if we're not using the information in the way that we initially thought we were going to. So take a step back and think and learn, what did we gain from this? And so if you're coaching a colleague or an employee or somebody like that on your team about this type of situation, it's telling them, hey, Susie, it's okay. I want to really appreciate what you did, the work and time you put into this. That's phenomenal. And so Susie, too, what do you think you gained from this? Since we're not launching this project, which again is okay, I want you to write down 3 to 5 things that you gained from doing this project and working on it. What did you learn? What are you grateful for? How can we maybe use this in a different way? Write that down, okay? And have them do that. And they'll start to have those realizations that, oh man, that's okay if we don't use this. I learned a heck of a lot from it, right? And now we can potentially use this information down the road. We might need it, but right now it's okay that we didn't use it. Now I can just move on to my next thing. It's really important that they understand that. And the really cool thing about my teammate is they had that realization. They realized oh my gosh, I've never done a data dive like this before, so it's super valuable to understand where to pull this stuff, how to pull it, the softwares to use, the resources to use, and I learned a ton, and that's okay. I'm ready to move on to the next thing to continue to be successful in my position. It's really important, again, that we take these opportunities to coach people and to get them to have that realization. Remember, it's talking to them about it, getting them to write down what they learned, what they're grateful for, what they gained from it. And then 2, if they, like my person, right, if they didn't even need that coaching, now it's congratulating them oh my gosh, Susie, great job. That further cements for me what a great culture fit you are for us, because you're pursuing excellence, you have a phenomenal attitude, and you're here to serve our ultimate mission, which is just, rolling over the assignment God calls us to roll over. So it's usually going to go one of those two ways, right? It's a coaching opportunity or it's a celebration opportunity. So please, when you are dealing with people who have a hard time pivoting, who have a very difficult time adapting and dealing with a switch up on a project or a launch, please follow the structure, talk to them about it, and it's going to benefit you, them, and the business significantly. All right, hope this is helpful. Please share, subscribe, take care, and God bless.